Hello, my dear students. Good morning to one and all. I hope you are consistently making efforts to learn. And so far we have discussed various theories of inflation, and in that we have seen which are the various theories. And in the last class, specifically we have mentioned what is the classical theory of inflation with the Wixell's explanation of the process of inflation. Okay. Now today we are going to see the neoclassical theory of inflation. You know, the neoclassical theory of inflation is based on Cambridge cash balance equation. What is that? Cambridge cash balance equation. And we have seen that demand for money also plays a very important role in the determination of price level. We have seen that in the last class, previous fifth semester, we have seen that. Okay, how demand for money also influences the price level, how it is. As you know, what is demand for money defined by the neoclassical economists? It is not the demand for transaction purposes mainly. Demand for money comes mainly from people who want to hold it for various purposes. That is what they say. Transaction purpose is there, but main purpose of demand for money is to keep it in store for meeting various purposes. So this theory is based on the Cambridge cash balance equation. Okay. Now, as you have already seen, it is put forward by Cambridge economists and known as neoclassical theory of inflation. There is however a difference between two versions of the theory, that is the classical version and the neoclassical version. The classical school considered increase in money supply as the cause of inflation. The Cambridge school postulated increase in demand for money as the cause of inflation. That is interesting to note. Okay. Now, Cambridge version is money is expressed as you already know, demand for money is equal to KRP. What is this MD? MD is a demand for money, R is the real output, and P is the general price level. And what is this K? This is small k, okay? Small k. K is the constant proportion of total income people want to hold in terms of money, in the form of money. Okay, that is a demand for money. Now Cambridge equation is that yields the price level equation as P is equal to MD by KR. If you use this equation, price level is equal to MD by KR. Okay. Now, this equation implies that general price level increase in proportion to the increase in demand for money given K and R. In case K and R are variable too, the inflation depends upon the difference in the rate of increase in the demand for money and the sum of rates of change in K and R. Now it will be a little bit confused here in the sense as you know already MD is equal to KR, and K you already saw that K is the constant proportion of real income which people wants to hold in terms of money. Okay. Now here that K is assumed to remain constant and then R also, and in that case price level directly depends upon the demand for money. Now I think there's a confusion here because last class in the sense fifth semester we have seen this demand for money is actually K. Cambridge equations demand for money is actually K plus demand for transaction purposes also. Okay, so our demand for money for transaction purposes increases, definitely price level also increases. That's indirect meaning of this. Karanam we have already seen K is comes and the below it comes and the equation below. Okay, So whatever comes there, K and R is inversely proportional to P. So then definitely this MD, that's the demand for money, may be or will be the demand for transaction purposes. Okay, so the demand for transaction purposes increases, the price level also increases. Whereas demand for K increases, price level falls. K increases, price level falls. That K is the proportion of money which people want to keep, proportion of income which people want to keep it in their hands in order to meet the various purposes. They are not wishing to spend that money. Whereas MD is the demand for money in the sense the demand for transaction purposes. So which people naturally spend that money in order to get goods and services. So when that increases, price level increases. But when K increases, price level falls. It also has got that meaning that we have discussed when we discussed this equation in the K equivalent to cash balance equation. We have seen that. Okay, students. So in fact, actually, classical theory stresses on supply of money as a main cause of inflation. Whereas neoclassical the classical theory of inflation will tell you the demand for money, especially demand for transaction purposes, increases the general price level, and this increase in general price level causes inflation. Whereas the demand for money for meeting the unforeseen contingencies in the future, that is represented as K, and when K increases, price level falls. Okay, this is known as the neoclassical theory of inflation. I hope it is clear to you. So this equation also I think we should write a small letter K, because already we have written as small letter K. Okay, so I think students you understood this, so I wind up here. So wish you good luck, I hope, and come back to me with your doubts. Okay.